Episode 6, The Funeral Biz and Colonel Mustard. I was on time at work the next day and without a hangover. Weird. I only had 3 beers and 3 tequilas. In fact, I'm even here before Tina. Wow. I drove her home last night because she had 3 G&Ts and 3 B-52s. She was in a very happy mood after that. It was fun. We had Leo's Burgers and just bullshitted about life and the funeral business. It was a nice evening. When I dropped her off at her apartment, I was hoping for that, "You want to come up for a nightcap?" routine, but nope. I drove away feeling a little lonely. I went back to the funeral home and straight to bed with hopes of dreaming of my Carol. Even though I live here at the funeral home, it was strange being the first one in the office. I have never been much of a morning person. I have to find the right key to unlock the office door. Then I walk over to the coffin showroom. Shit, I would rather have cars in here than wooden boxes. At the moment, we have 6 coffins on display, from the not so fancy costly box to the very expensive and extravagant coffins lined with velvet. No pine boxes like the movie. We do actually have a few you can rent for a service, I am told, but that's just bloody creepy. "Sir, be sure to have your coffin back in time, or extra charges may apply." This is a very strange business. My job as a funeral home owner is to ultimately push the most costly box to bury or burn your loved one in. It's how we make a profit, but that doesn't always make it right. However, if I see people walk into my showroom of beautiful lined wood boxes and the guy is wearing a $5,000 suit and his wife is clutching her $3,000 Gucci bag, believe me, their recently passed loved one will be spending their future days in my most beautiful, expensive box. Of course, we also sell grave markers, from a simple cement plaque to a giant hand-carved marble piece of art. The fancier the marker, the more profit we make. Then there are the plots. They also vary in price. Want a view? That's gonna cost you. People in the biz actually call plots real estate. Buy your plot now. If you don't use it, you can sell it back to us in 20 years for a profit. What bullshit. But we do make a lot of cash pre-selling your lovely funeral and your plot. It's the pay now, drop dead later plan. I even hear in some countries you can now lease your funeral plot for as little as 20 years, which is roughly the time it takes for your body in the coffin to disintegrate. After that, you get the boot and a new tenant moves in. What a deal for the cemetery. Here's my problem. How can I sell some dirt poor old bastard something he cannot afford or doesn't really need? This biz is all set up to make you feel like a cheap shithead if you don't get the best for your dearly departed. What bullshit. They are dead. If you bury me in a cardboard box or my jockey shorts, I don't really care. I am fucking dead. But that's not how this business works. Funny thing is, I don't want to lose this business after 2 years. It's not just the money. I feel like I'm actually doing something good. Oh shit, here I am, born again. Oh yeah, right. I am having some fun, especially if I get my threesome with my lionesses. Rawr! Yeah, right. Something's got to change in this showroom, that's for sure. I break my musings when I see Tina. She walks in, very surprised to see me.
"What the hell are you doing up so early? And looking at coffins? Are you feeling okay? Should I call 911?
She says, half laughing, but with a genuine touch of concern. "Good morning to you too," I reply. "Tina, I hate this showroom. It sucks. My dream showroom was a Chrysler dealership in 1970. That showroom, oh my god, it had Cudas, Challengers, GTX, Roadrunners with the smell of new plastic and rubber everywhere. Wow, and here I am. It does smell like wood and plastic, but death is in the air. Maybe we need to change our furnace filters." Tina smiles at me and tilts her head ever so slightly.
Why didn't you get that new car dealership? You seem very capable of achieving that goal.
I came very close once. I guess I never really wanted it bad enough, And ha, fuck it, it was a Chevy dealership, and I'm a Mopar guy. Plus, Corvettes scare me, and the seats are a tad little skinny for my ass. So what's on my delicious work menu today, Tina? I asked, changing the subject.
Well, first of all, you have to go see my lovely mother. We can't pay for that old truck you bought without her approval. You don't have the authorization to spend that much money from Albert's will without her blessing. She said something about a 2-year clause.
Oh shit, here we go again.
Should not be a problem. I already talked to her, but you have to bring in proof of the true value of the truck.
Proof?
Yes, like some documents of other similar trucks and motorcycles, worth that kind of money.
Okay, I will get Sid to print out some kind of bullshit off the net. How much can I spend without a lawyer's approval? I asked sarcastically.
10 grand, max, once a month.
Nice to know if I decide to go to Vegas. Ooh la la, Tina, have you ever been to Las Vegas? I asked with a wink.
Who hasn't?
Geez, she obviously didn't have a good time, I think to myself.
After seeing my mother, you must figure out how you're going to blow Mr. Mallard out of a cannon and have a 21-gun salute.
What the fuck? Oh shit, I totally forgot. She hands me a folder with the info in it. I open it up to the first page, and there's an 8x10 picture of Colonel Mustard like from the game of Clue. I burst out laughing.
Not nice.
Colonel Mallard really wants it to be blown out of a cannon? Are you shitting me? Maybe we could get Colonel from Kentucky Fried Chicken to catch him. I'm laughing so hard, coffee is running out of my nose. This guy looks like he's from down south, not from around here, I laugh.
Well, he is. He was born in St. Victor, south of Assiniboia.
Is that in Alabama or somewhere else down south? I belt out between breaths of laughter.
Mr. Anderson, that's not how you should treat people that fought for your freedom.
Okay, I'm onto it. I am full of piss and vinegar, Tina, so off to where I go. First to Sam, and then to the local Legion. This should be a great day. Tina frowns at me for the second time, then says,
Ben, you are a good guy, somewhere deep inside that twisted head of yours. Also, don't forget, you are having lunch at Beef and Burgers with the Mayor Sheila at 12:30 today.
Shit, I forgot about that too. Maybe I have early onset Alzheimer's.
No, you probably have tequila poisoning.
We have a laugh, but shit, she could be right. This should be interesting. Is she some old, crusty, gray-haired hard-ass? I ask with a smile. Tina looks at me and says,
No, she is what you would call a looker.
Then just like the wind, she turned around and was gone. I actually walked over to Sam's office from the funeral home. It took a whole 17 minutes. What a workout. I'm a new man. Next, a marathon. Not. Sam's secretary said her good mornings, then took me directly into the boss's office. My first impression of Sam today, ouch! What the fuck? Sam looked like she was ready for a night on the town in Las Vegas. Holy shit, what's going on? I ask myself. She says,
Ben, come on in. Coffee's on the way. I know you like it sweet and creamy.
I was going to reply to that one with a zinger, but I held back for a change. I did say, are you going somewhere special today? You look, very nice. Hot, I think to myself.
Well, thank you, Ben, but no, nothing that special. Just meeting an old friend for lunch today.
I almost said, are you the main course? Lucky guy, wow. I was hoping she was all dolled up for me. So I ask, what's this new clause about? I need your permission to spend my money? That's interesting.
Ben, it's technically not your money until the 2 years are up. At this point, you could be blowing Albert's employees' money if you decide to just blow out of town.
She says with a troubled look on her face. Well, I'm not blowing anybody's money. You have to spend money to make money, I say, getting a little pissed off.
Ben, don't get your knickers in a knot. I just need to know where that kind of cash is going. It is the job I was hired to do.
It's going for a fucking beauty of a truck. A beauty like you. I mean, I'm sorry, it's a once in a lifetime find. The truck, I do mean, damn, you do have my knackers all knotted up. Jesus. After I explained to Sam what the truck and motorbikes were worth to the right buyer, she approved the $30,000. I get up to leave and she says,
Ben, why don't you come by my house on Friday? I will make you a real home-cooked meal. I'm sure you must be getting a little tired of Leo's 5-item menu.
6 items. He's expanding his wonderful cuisine. That would be great. I hope you wear that dress, I think to myself.
Great. I will see you at 7 p.m. on Friday. Now, get out of here. I have work to do before I meet up with my friend.
I walk back to the biz to get my car, then off to the Legion I go. It's only 10:30 a.m. when I get there. It's open and already has about a dozen guys drinking beer. When in Rome. The bartender pours me a pint. He tells me his name is Harry and adds that his girlfriends call him Dirty Harry. I don't take the bait on that one. I tell him that I need 7 guys who have rifles to come to a funeral service on September 22nd and give an old war hero a 21-gun salute. I will pay them $50 cash for their troubles, but be sure to tell them to bring at least 3 bullets each.
$50 to shoot a rifle off 3 times? Are you shitting me? That won't be a problem. Hell, I'll even come for $50.
Great. There's only one other thing. Could you tell them to dig through their closets and find a green shirt and black pants? You know, kind of look like soldiers.
Okay, I get it.
Oh, one other question. Do you know anyone who has a functioning cannon?
A real cannon that shoots? No, not around here. My neighbor's kid's got a badass potato gun though. The bloody thing sounds like a cannon when he shoots it. I have called the cops on him 6 times, but they never catch him in the act. Punks.
Huh, a potato gun. Can you shoot anything else out of it other than a spud?
Beats me. But I guess you could if the damn thing can shoot a potato the length of a football field. Why not? What do you want to shoot out of it anyway?
Oh, just a dead guy that looks like Colonel Mustard, I say casually. He looks at me like I have a loose screw. I ask him the kid's name and address so I can pay him a visit. I gotta see this potato gun. Thanks, Harry. I will give you a call next week to see if you got all the 7 soldiers. Now, off to meet the mayor for lunch. As Tina had said, Sheila was a looker. Not at all what I expected. Tall, dark, and from what I could see, in very good shape. She was really interested in why I was selling cars and trucks at a funeral home. I told her the whole story, and I think she kind of understands it now. We even had a couple of beers and a few good laughs. She seemed like a very nice lady, not like some blowhard politician. We sort of hit it off. I think she likes Big Ben a wee bit. After lunch, I decided to take a drive to the Branson's ranch to see if Dennis the Cannonball Kid is around. As I pull into the long gravel driveway, I see a guy working on a dirt bike just outside of the barn. He looks up at me as I'm getting out of my Charger and says,
"Nice car, dude. It's like from the Dukes of Hazzard. Awesome."
He walks over and runs his dirty, greasy hand along the top of my fender, leaving a lovely pair of skid marks. His hair is a blonde, scraggy mess, and he has a pair of dirty farmer coveralls on. Shit, I think to myself, it's Dennis the Menace all grown up. I ask him if his name is Dennis, and he bobs his head up and down, still looking over my car. I tell him my plan to use his potato gun to shoot Colonel Mustard's ashes over his field. He gets a big smile on his face and runs off into the barn to retrieve it. He hands it over to me like a proud father showing off his newborn. The plastic pipe contraption looks more like a bazooka than a cannon, and it smells like a cheap motel. Wow, I say, seeing the boy wants some praise.
"I made it myself just from watching some YouTube videos,"
he enthusiastically belts out. I am disappointed how small the actual barrel is. It's only like 2-inch pipe. It would take 10 reloads at least to blast all of the Colonel's ashes over the field. I tell Dennis my problem.
Mister, you don't need a potato gun. You need a pumpkin gun.
Once again, off he goes, sprinting to the barn. This time he comes out pulling a much bigger contraption on skids. It looks more like a cannon with probably a 6-inch plastic pipe barrel.
This baby can shoot a small pumpkin damn near a city block,
Dennis says proudly.
I don't fire it often as it's really loud, and my dickhead neighbor keeps calling the cops when I do. Also, it takes a shitload of Lysol every shot.
We make a deal, $75 for his time and hopefully one big boom. I tell him Sid will come by on Saturday to pick him up and the cannon. Dennis the Menace gives me a high five, so now my hands are full of grease too. Back at the office, I tell Sid about the pumpkin gun and to meet me at Leo's for drinks on me after he finished work to celebrate our great find yesterday, the Ford and the 2 Indians. Sid replies,
Ben, you must have magical powers. You know all my weaknesses, cars, motorcycles, and free booze.
By 8:30, my tequila level was back to normal. Sid and I are bullshitting about cars as usual when 2 green-eyed nut bars walk in the door. I call out to Leo, "Drinks for the ladies!" I ask Sam how her lunch went, but she just changes the subject back at me.
And how was your little rendezvous with the mayor today? I bet she wasn't exactly what you expected.
Not really. I give a little sheepish grin.
Did you notice? Her head is as big as her ass. She's so full of herself, just like all politicians.
Do I sense a wee bit of jealousy? I just nod my head and keep my mouth shut. Sam and Tina only had 1 drink, then out the door they went. Weird. Who goes to a bar for 1 drink? After that, I was glad I still had Sid to bullshit with. And we did. Right till closing time. Once again, as the story goes, I had a few too many. The next morning, as my eyes try to open up and focus, the first thing I see is the back of someone else's fucking head in my bed! As the blur of my vision partially clears, I see the short, dark, reddish hair on the pillow beside me. At first I get a little tingle in the old muscle of love. Truthfully, being with a woman right now would be nice. I am just about to put my arm out when that person that I'm hoping is Sam, oh God, it's Sam. Then the body stirs. My eyes are really starting to focus. Fuck me! Oh, fuck me! The head turns around like Reagan from The Exorcist, and it's Sid! I jump out of bed and I'm glad to see I'm still wearing my pants. No more tequila, no more tequila, I say to myself. How much lower can I get? I've finally gone native. Sid sits up in bed. I see he's shirtless. Please, God, let him have pants on. He says,
Hey, thanks for letting me crash. When the drinks are free, I kinda lose control of my drinking. And there was no way I could have driven. In fact, how the hell did we get here?
he says with a big toothy smile. Shit, I don't know, I reply. I just hope I don't remember any spooning. Friday rolled around fast, and I headed over to Sam's for my home-cooked meal. I just hope that she's on the menu for dessert. She answers the door, dressed very casually, but nice. She looked great. We barbecue a yummy beefsteak with all the fixins and wash it down with some kind of French wine. So civilized. We sat outside bullshitting until the air started to cool. I could feel fall coming. By 10 o'clock, I was on my way home, but I did get a quick peck right on my kisser and a let's do this again soon. The more I get to know about Sam, the more I see that she's a special lady. The funeral for Colonel Mustard had a huge turnout. At least 25 people showed up at his farm. Some young, but most looked about as old as the Colonel himself. Well, did. As my 7 fine soldiers start to line up for the salute, I can't help but shake my head. They all had green shirts on, black pants, but the shades of green were 1,000 miles apart, from almost fluorescent green to as dark as an army truck. And a few of them must have been pushing their 90s. They looked like an old bunch of World War II Russians waiting for the Germans to show up. Oh my God, it was a sight. I gave the sermon, then played my part as captain of this fine platoon. Raise your weapons! They all point their rifles to the sky. I yell, fire! Reload! Fire! Reload! Fire! When the guns fired, everyone jumped back 2 steps. Shit, it was louder than I expected. I never heard that many guns going off at the same time. After we shot off all 21 bullets, everyone had their hands over their ears, all looking like they had been shot. Next, we go over to the cannon. The Colonel's ashes are already loaded into the barrel. It's weighted down on the skid with a few feed bags, I guess to hold it in place when it's fired. Dennis unscrews a large cap on the back of it, then takes a can of Lysol out of his pocket. What the fuck, I think to myself. He sprays the entire can into the rear chamber of the gun. He then screws the cap back on and looks at me to give the signal to fire. I yell out, "Goodbye, Colonel Mallard. Let your ashes lay where they will on this fine land, and God bless. Fire!" The kid pulls the trigger. It was so damn loud, I nearly shit my pants. Mr. Mallard's ashes are shot out into the sky. They came out of the cannon like a big black cloud. Just as a big gust of prairie wind came blowing the wrong way, it blew the cloud right back at us and all of the mourners. Everyone was coughing and spitting out poor Colonel Mustard's ashes, all with a nice flavoring of Lysol. What a gong show! That was about the time we heard the sirens, and the police cars started showing up. I turned to Tina. Her face is black. I burst out laughing. She looks like a little raccoon. She points at my head and also starts laughing. I ask her in between the howls of laughter, "Did we get permits to fire guns and cannons off at the service today?" She shakes her head and mouths the word,
No.
"Shit, call my lawyer," I yell. There are just too many details to think about in this business.